Hello and welcome to the Crochet Business School podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Thomas, and I'm going to help you to make your crochet dreams a reality stitch by stitch and show you how you can create a successful and profitable business using your crochet, keeping a flexible lifestyle so you don't have to sacrifice too much time with your family. Crochet Business School podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Thomas, and I'm going to help you to make your crochet dreams a reality stitch by stitch and show you how you can create a successful and profitable business using your crochet, keeping a flexible lifestyle so you don't have to sacrifice too much time with your family. We all dream of overnight success with our crochet. That we put a few posts up online, make a couple of listings on Etsy, and we'll see our crochet just sell out and be really, really popular. The reality is that it just doesn't work that way. Even when you get an overnight success, what you don't see is the work it took to get that overnight success. Years of work have usually come beforehand. A true overnight success is a myth. It just doesn't exist, and there's a 99% chance that it's not going to happen for you either. It's incredibly rare to see a post or a product go viral from someone who hasn't put years worth of work behind it. And it takes time to build your following. You can't just appear one day on the internet and take the world by storm, simply because the algorithms don't allow that to happen. If you are brand new online with a new page, new shop, new whatever it is, then it's going to take time for the algorithms to decide whether you're trustworthy or not, to push you up in the rankings. Yes, there are some tricks you can use to increase that and very quickly, but they're not long-term solutions. They tend to be a little on the dodgy side. Paying people to kind of boost you only gets you so far because that's spam traffic, it's bots, and it doesn't set you up for long-term success. And really, what's the point unless you can, make this a long-term income that's going to, keep the money coming in from your crochet? It's unrealistic to expect instantaneous results. It's unrealistic to expect this process to be quick, for you to get regular customers, get regular orders in, make regular sales, and be able to make a living from your crochet. It's going to take time just to cover the costs of your yarn and get enough sales that you've got something to crochet to order all the time. It's a process that it takes time, it takes work, it takes effort. And it would be really unfair to you to suggest that there's any way around this. So you've got some work ahead to build your reputation, to build your audience, to show that you know your stuff and that your crochet is fantastic. It's going to take time. It's going to take work, and you've got to get yourself out there and decide how you're going to build that audience, how you're going to build that authority so that you are seen as trustworthy and have high quality crochet so that people will want to spend their money with you. How you do that is up to you, and you have lots of options out there available. So really there's two routes available. There's the short-term, quick route. And when I say quick, I don't mean overnight, but it's quicker than the other option. And that's social media. Social media posts only last a matter of hours before they kind of disappear down the feed and not many people see them. It's quick results in that if you don't see results in the few hours they are top of the feed, they're likely not going to bring much results for you. So when it comes to social media, you've got plenty of platforms to choose from. You've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, X, Threads, and there's new ones coming through as well. You've got the kind of in-betweeners like TikTok. There's plenty of those to choose from. And if you learn to use them well, then you can use them to your advantage and grow your crochet business and your audience really, really quickly. But that does take time and it takes a lot of work. It's still worth it for the short-term gain. But the other way, the longer term, and it gets you found in search results better than social media, is through search results. So getting found in searches on Google and Bing and on Etsy and YouTube and Pinterest. All of these that work through search engines means that your crochet can get found through what people are actively searching for in order to buy. It's more long term because your content can be found for forever, as long as you do the research and learn what people are searching for so that your crochet can be found in those search results. And to get found this way, you are looking at blogs, YouTube videos, Pinterest, Etsy listings, Ravelry, anything that has a search engine. Social media search engines don't work the same way because you can't type in a phrase to find posts. You have to search by a page's name. And if people don't know your name, they can't search for you. So search results that actually search for search terms is the aim, because your content then is evergreen. It can get found no matter how old it is. But this way takes time because you have to show the algorithms that you deserve to be on the front page, that you deserve to be the top listing. And they look at how long you've been posting. They look at how much content you have. They look at how trusted you are and how much time people spend on your pages. And it takes time to get that authority built. It takes a lot of time and it does take a lot of work. I'm using the words a lot of work a lot, and that's because it is. It is not easy to sell your crochet. It is even harder to sell your crochet and sell it enough that you make a living from it. It's not easy. And there's no point pretending that there is. There is a lot of work involved. And it takes time, it takes effort, you've got to learn a lot of stuff. It doesn't mean that it's complicated, it just means that there's a lot to do. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of things to build on. Yes, you can have a flexible lifestyle while running your crochet business, but that comes after all the initial setup and getting the foundations of your business nice and solid so that you can then kind of take your foot off the gas a bit. How I've heard it described before is a bit like starting a train. With all those carriages behind, it's really heavy and you've got to put a lot of engine power to get it started. But once that train is rolling along, you can take, the foot off the gas and it will, chug along at a really decent pace. Unless it gets to a hill and then you need to put the power on again. Your crochet business works the same way. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of power to get it going. But once it's chugging along, you can step back a bit. And that's when you start to be able to work more flexibly and stop putting quite so many hours in. But it takes time and effort to get there in the first place. So while you're building your business, while you're getting all these things in place, while you're building your audience, building your authority, and proving how good you and your crochet are, there's a lot of work involved. Later, once you've done all that beginning hard work, you can kind of relax a little bit. You still need to keep going. You still need to be putting stuff out. You still need to be proving. but you don't need to put quite so much effort into it. And then is where you start to be able to have this flexible lifestyle and working the hours you want when you want. But you got to get the foundations in first. Instant success takes work. It takes time to set up in order to have that success. Because if you go viral overnight because you made a post that's gotten people's attention, are you ready for it? Do you have something for sale that people can buy? Do you have a way to capitalize on that success by getting people on your newsletter so that you can then contact them? A viral post and getting seen overnight is fantastic, but unless you can capitalize on that and make it work for you and your crochet business, you could end up being a flash in a pan that gets a lot of attention, but make no money for it. Just because you get attention, just because a post goes viral, doesn't mean you're going to make any money from it. You have to be set up ready to do that. Which I think people makes it sound insane, but it's true. Unless there is something to buy, unless there is a way to capture this attention in the form of a newsletter list, get people to sign up so you can then sell to them, how are you going to profit from that success? And that's the danger. You can become an overnight success but make no money. Or you can put the work in, build yourself up, become successful when you have something to offer. And that's the internet these days. It's a bit of one extreme or the other. And there's no predicting when it can happen. There's no predicting when you will find attention. There's no secret stepping list, steps you can follow to make that happen. It happens when it happens. And, well, I guarantee you won't be prepared for it if it does happen. But it's kind of the dream for everyone without anyone realizing what it actually means. Thinking that through. I have had something go bananas. Very unexpected. I was completely unprepared. And yeah, it's not always cracked up to be. Was it an overnight success? No. I definitely didn't capitalize on it as much as I could have. But then again, I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't trying to be an overnight success. I was just trying to build my little pattern business and get more of an audience, which I did. And it did bring me sales. It did not bring me as lasting a success as it could have been if I'd been prepared for that, but I definitely wasn't. I would not categorize that as an overnight success. It was very overwhelming. It was very stressful. It feels like a bit of flash in the pan now. It was a few years ago. And while I have built my pattern business off the back of that, it's a double-edged sword. Getting that overnight attention is definitely a double-edged sword. I would. I'm glad it happened. I wish I'd been more prepared for it. By the time it happens, it's too late to capitalize from it. You have to be set up beforehand, which is why it's so important to have these solid foundations. At that point in time, my pattern business was just too new. I didn't have everything properly set up. I didn't have my website at that point. I didn't have my blog. I didn't have my YouTube channel. I had a Facebook page and a Facebook group. I got plenty of people into the group. I got some email addresses to get on my email list. And I did make some sales for my crochet patterns from it. I did get my YouTube channel monetized from it though. So that was great. And could have been taken advantage of better. But it's been a lot of hard work since, because in a way it was kind of going backwards. But not instant success. It's still been a lot of work after that, because then you kind of have to prove a point that you're not just a flash in the pan and build on what happens. But it didn't transform into a successful ongoing business. I still had to put in the work. I still had to prove that my crochet was good, my patterns were good. There was still a lot of work to do. So even if you get this overnight attention, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to translate into an instant success and long-term sales or profits from your crochet. You need to make sure that you've got the foundation set up, and that's the only way you're going to get this long-term success, these long-term sales. Having a mix of short-term strategies like social media and longer-term like SEO, that's going to translate to a long-term successful business. And that takes work, it takes dedication, it takes time. It absolutely can be done, but you've got to be prepared for the long haul. Nothing happens overnight. Even though we live in a world where we expect instant things, like deliveries next day, takeout delivered to our door, we live in a world where things happen quickly. But when it comes to building a business, that still happens slowly. That still takes time. That still takes a lot of patience and a lot of work to go into it. So yes, you can absolutely have success with your crochet and build a business that you can make a living from, but it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and a lot of patience and consistency to keep going, to build that dream business where you get to, crochet every day and still have time for your family, to work those flexible hours and, have the lifestyle that you really want from life. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, please do let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter for more tips straight to your inbox every week. You can subscribe at crochetbusinessschool.com/subscribe or click the link underneath the podcast. So thank you for listening, and I shall see you next time for the next episode. Bye for now.